All right, so we just had dinner, and now we're taking Kirai for a little stroll.
Miss Kirai is on the leash today because earlier when she was off the leash and I was having coffee, a herd of about 30 elk came by and she chased after them.
She decided she wanted to herd them.
Which meant that she chased them over the hill and into the forest.
And we lost sight of her for about
a half hour.
Half hour, yep.
She came back.
Thankfully.
But she is on restriction.
Yes.
Because when we called her, she didn't come back.
Right then
when she was chasing them.
Which we do realize is part of her herding instincts, and it's hard to kind of break into that. That's what I'm looking for.
Breeding. And they were running.
Yeah, and they were running. They were already running before she chased them, so I'm sure they took off like a bat out of hell when she started running after them. So, but she did come back. Drew was off in the woods looking for her. I stayed with the vehicle and was calling her on the PA system, so whether she decided to come back on her own, she heard us calling, or whatever, she did come back. So, pausing for a minute. Okay. I had to tie my shoe, so we had to pause the video for a minute.
And if you sense laughter, it's because I finished saying something that was off color or politically incorrect and just really offensive to some folks. So we're not going to tell you what it was.
Yes.
But we laughed. It was funny.
We laughed. And I told him to shut up, so it all worked out.
Well, those weren't her exact words, but you get the drift.
There might have been an expletive in there. But, I mean, I am going to miss this forest when we move on to our next adventure.
Yep.
Because I love these pine trees. I could stick a cabin in the middle of these pine trees and live here forever.
And not for nothing, it smells like a Christmas tree farm. I mean, it's that heavy Christmassy pine scent.
Yes.
Which is just so nice.
And I've always just loved the really big, tall trees like this. We don't really, I mean, we have trees at home. Obviously, we live in Florida. But they're just not like this.
We have now, our part of Florida, we have what they call a southern live oak tree. And
which I am in love with as well.
Where we live, there's a lot of them. And they get 400 or 500 years old. They're huge trees. But it's different. We don't have these towering forests.
Right.
Like you have out here. These are ponderosa pines. They're old growth. So some of them are 80, 100 feet tall. They're just massive trees. And there's, I don't know, a lot of them.
Yeah, it's a pretty thick forest.
It's a very thick forest. So it's beautiful, and it smells wonderful.
Now, if somebody wants to tell us in the comments, somebody who lives near pine trees like this, you know, is it something you get used to? Do you like not smell it after a while? Kind of like, you know, you're engrossed in something and for so long and you just don't notice it anymore? Or is it always there? And sorry for the short of breath, but we are walking uphill, so
and it's like 9,000 plus feet where we're at.
Yeah.
So there's like no air to breathe, especially for us flatlanders.
Yes.
And I know that, you know, we've been on the road for a while, but we're still from a place that's basically at sea level, and this is really high.
Yeah. So when you're using air to talk instead of actually breathing, it limits it even more.
Yes. We took that dip yesterday. We went to Roswell from here.
I was at like, what, 3,400?
3,000 and change.
Yeah.
So we went almost 6,000 feet down. It was crazy.
Yeah. And hot.
Oh, yeah, it was really hot.
Which is why we're back up here. What do you see?
It was really hot there.
Here I was trying to go after something.
Leave it.
And the forecast did say it would get about 55 at night, but I wasn't really sure, so...
Also, it was windy there.
Yeah.
And there was just no shelter.
No shelter.
All the BLM that was there, all that land was like this featureless desert. And there
was barely bushes, like the size of that rock right there.
There they go.
Oh. Sorry for the quick turnaround, but there goes the elk. I did not think they were going to come back here.
Actually, I think those are muleys.
Oh, were those muleys?
Yeah.
Oh, there they are. They're up there. Thankfully, she's on the leash because we would have been chasing her again. I knew she sensed something over there because she kept wanting to pull.
Probably a different bunch. Standing still. Yeah, those are muleys.
See if I come around the corner if we can see them. I know, I've already got them on there.
1, 2, right there.
Oh, there they are. There they go. Got them. Oh, there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's 6 or 8 of them.
So, and as you can see, Kira wants to go play. Oh, that one just jumped really high. Yeah, those are muleys. I can tell by the tail.
Yeah. Anyway, down there at Roswell, it was like this featureless desert, not a lot of vegetation.
Yeah.
The topography was almost flat. There were like a slight roll to the hills, but it wasn't enough to block the wind, and the wind was whipping.
Yeah.
And so we knew it would have been a long, miserable night.
Yeah. And because my husband is awesome, he made the 2-hour drive back into the forest.
Yeah, it wasn't that much of a sacrifice. I really liked it here. CK made the 2-hour sacrifice for me to go to Roswell, so I can say I went there and I was near where the 1947 incident occurred, and we got T-shirts and
Balloon landing.
all the usual stuff.
Aliens.
We stopped at a Sonic, got a bite to eat. You know.
Yes. It was a good side trip.
It was. Sorry.
Where are we going?
We're going to the property line here.
Okay. That's a big rock. So the muleys went over here.
Yeah. And this is actually the edge of the forest bound. This is the forest boundary here.
There's a fence right there.
There's a fence right there. It's got no trespassing sign on it, so we're not going to go any further.
Nope. So is it me or is it kind of foggy through there?
I think that's smoke.
Is it smoke? Okay.
I think that's smoke. I think those fires are still going on up by Rio Doso and some other places.
Yeah.
And they're going to settle into the lowlands.
Yeah, there was a pretty large fire. Blew up to like 6,000 acres out near Rio Doso. And when we were in Roswell, the people said to, try camping there. I don't know if they knew about the fire or whatnot, but it was kind of in the opposite direction of where we wanted to be going. So we came back this way. However, our next trip out here, we may go out there because Rio Doso did sound very nice.
It did. Our next adventure, it's going to be a little while, but I think we've given you guys enough episodes to keep you busy for a bit. Our next adventure is actually probably going to be the East Coast of the United States. It's going to be the Blue Ridge Parkway, Shenandoah Valley, maybe into the Smokies.
Yeah, we're going to go up around the leaf changing time because I've never really seen the leaves change before, being a Florida girl. So I've always wanted to see that.
And we'll have some Florida adventures in between for you. Next spring, so that'll be spring of 2022, which I know seems like a long way away, but it'll be here before you know it. We'll see us back out west again. And that one, you're going to see some Montana, some Wyoming probably, some Colorado. Hey, maybe even Black Bear Pass. You never know.
I still say no to that one.
Even though, honestly, we've done some places on this trip that are, I would say, equal to Black Bear Pass. Maybe not as high. They didn't end up at 12,000 like Black Bear Pass is. But in terms of the road being narrow, having the drop off, the tight switchbacks, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We've done stuff that was similar.
And then hopefully camping on the north rim of the Grand Canyon.
Absolutely.
Which, as we've said, we wanted to do this time around, but however, we got here a little too early.
Yeah.
We're going to miss it by about 2 weeks. So, unfortunate, but that's life, and just got to roll with the punches.
Yep. Punches have to be rolled with, folks. Punches have to be rolled with. So, that will be a whole different set of adventures for you guys to enjoy with us.
Yes.
As I said, in the meantime, by the time you're watching this, you'll be probably at the end of the series. You'll see some Florida adventures. You will see, that means you get to see some alligators.
Yes, alligators.
You're going to see that Blue Ridge Parkway, Blue Ridge Mountains, maybe the Smokies adventure, and a few other things. So let us know what you'd like to see, and we'll see if we can make it happen for you. Right, CK?
That's right.
Yes.
And until then, we are going to call it a night. Head up into the tent. It's getting a little chilly.
Yeah, it's
which I don't mind.
chilly.
And maybe catch another episode of whatever we're watching right now.